Hey guys, welcome back to some Gilded Guardians. In today's video, we're going to be going through our endless run, but I want to show you the team that we're going to set up for this. The number one priority is going to be Leo, which of course is a founder hero. We have her at a 10-4, meaning that Enlightenment is at 10, Radiance is at 4, and we do have her geared up with our exclusive item right here. Enemy hit chance decrease. Now this is not the best one to get, but of course this is very random when it comes out. And you can see she is also on level 146, so we are making some pretty good progression with the heroes. Now we do have Karuk in here. Now, of course, looking at this one, level 110, this is going to be the primary tank within here. And we also do have and got lucky with the attack speed up and some HP in there. Definitely looking. And as you can see, our gear is really lacking the tier 6 gear. It is incredibly time consuming and very, very slow to build the gear out on these heroes. Then we're looking at Tarvos. Again, we do have the item right here. The Dispel negative effect, pretty good, especially when we look at what we can get in here, especially with the poison effect, starting to pick up some of the tier 6 gear. Then we do have T-Rock. Now, of course, as you see, we do not have the item for T-Rock, but I do have Cyrus's Mantle. So I dropped it off of Cyrus, who we usually use, put it on him. That way, at least we do have an item on here. That is going to give him another 23% buff right there to his defense. And then looking at the last one, we are going to run Grizel. Now, Grizel is on 7 and just Radiance level 1. We just actually built her up. We do have to get the Radiance level up quite a bit higher. And you'll notice that we do have the Amulet right here, which is going to decrease the defense by 90%. Again, really good in PvP, but not the best one that we could find. And of course, looking at the gear, running 4 full sets of intelligence gear has been, again, super demanding. I do have 2 really solid sets for the tanks, and I also do have 1 for the Ranger. But overall, we need to get better gear within here. Now, of course, within the Endless mode, looking at the different levels, we ran through Expert. This is the last time that we did Expert. Overall, running through Expert, we did pretty well. We got about 40, almost 50 floors in. Players said that if we were going that far in this mode, that we needed to go up. So today I actually ran Masters, recommended level 150. Seems like a pretty good spot. We did score more points, so I'm going to try Legendary, and you can see the multiplication factor goes up a lot, and also the recommended level goes up a lot. So I'm hoping based on the heroes that we're building, it is going to make a big difference. Now looking in here, the Cinder Blessing increases stun for all characters by 50%. We do not have any Cinder heroes. We do not have any Hydrus heroes. We have 1 single Terra hero, increases damage taken by 50% when all characters are poisoned. Going to make a big difference because, of course, this is the only hero that we do have. Now, there is also a buffer right here. Active Hydrus heroes essentially give you a higher score, but unfortunately, we do not have any of those heroes. So let's go ahead and start. Now, I don't know, and again, kind of a rumor that I've heard quite a bit, so we're going to run this, and I'm setting up the formation in a very specific order. That way we know where the heroes are, but looking at the Hydrus heroes, I'm going to drop some of them in the formation. Some players said that this does make a difference. Other players have said that it does not, because essentially having them in the party versus having them in the actual 5 heroes, the team that we're running, I don't know if it makes a difference in points. Again, some players said that it does depending on who you're running. So we're going to go ahead and start this. This might be an absolute catastrophe just based on the level and based on where we're at right now. But I'm hoping at least we can make a couple floors in here and get and see kind of where we're going to score, because if I can't do it in here, we can step this one down a little. Now, Rare Rune, Advanced Rune, but Become Cursed. I do not like the curses in here. They're very hard. Obtain an Epic or a Legendary Rune. You know what? I'm going to go Rare Rune. We're going to go the safe route. We're going to pick up. There we go. So we have 2 Soulless Guardians, which means for each one, we are going to get increased the crit, which is going to be good. Now, of course, looking at the debuffs in here, when HP is below 20, it's going to crit. That is going to be an absolute train wreck, and there's a lifesteal effect. You have to look at these guys. Enemy cannot be dispelled, so there we go. So up in the attack, up in the burn, and then all combatants are immune to burn damage. I'm going to go this route. There's a couple ones in here, especially that crit one. If a hero drops low, they're toast, because all of the heroes are going to go ahead and ult. Now, again, I don't know how this is going to look. I don't know how it's going to turn out. And we might just be crushed within here. I'm hoping, and looking at the damage, looking at where they're at right now, might be able to get through a few floors in here. I'm not even sure exactly where the points are going to be in here, because they started at 137, which we're only at 110. So this, not too bad though, 1,700 points. Now, of course, at a lower level, we went through a ton we went through a ton of floors. I'm hoping here we can score around the same points, if not higher, with going for less floors, less time. Intelligence Guardians, 25% crit. As you can see, we have 6 Intelligence Guardians. And even looking at mine, I believe 4 of them are Intelligence Guardians. And of course, incoming magic damage has a 15% chance to grant additional speed. We do not want that because we have all of the magic. I'm going to make sure that we go with this one with running 4 magical intelligence heroes. I don't want to trigger the attack speed because essentially we're waiting for our tank or our warrior, in this case, to survive within here. So I'm hoping Leah is going to do enough damage to actually burn these heroes down pretty quick. And she does. Now, Leah, that is the reason why I prioritize building her up really high, is with her ultimate ability, she can burn through enemies super fast. Now, of course, looking at the Imperial Guards, we only have 1 Imperial Guard that is actually in formation. The explosion, I don't want to worry about. So we're going to go with the Charm. That, of course, is going to keep some of the damage off of my tank, off of my warrior. Now, a lot of players also commented, and I loved it because you said I scored a lot higher based on what you were doing within the Endless Run. So I'm hoping this is going to help a couple players in there scoring a little bit better. Now, you'll notice that Grizel is taking a lot of damage. Now, one thing that I noted is when you look at the heroes or when you look at the enemies, even though the front enemies are charmed, the back enemies do not attack the front enemies. The back enemies will still attack your front line, even though they are charged, or even though they are charmed, they won't actually attack them. So gain 10 magic damage for every enemy killed. Again, thinking of running 4 of our casters. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in here. Rank goes to 22. We've been pushing this a little bit, and I'm glad last time we ended this, we were at 20. So I'm thinking if we can get through a couple more floors, maybe we'll get back to 20. And I always do keep it right behind my picture, is the pause. So I'm trying to pause it before anyone dies, so we can actually try a couple different attempts in here to get these heroes down. And of course, looking right there, I feel like we might have a problem. Mage skill damage plus 10. Again, we're running a bunch of mages. I'm going to go to the camp because I want to get this damage mitigation. The camp is the one that I always do first. If I get a camp, the reason is you do get that secondary buff, which is actually going to be right down here. Inspire, boom, we get the command order. 50% damage reduction for 4 seconds. Again, on a tank, on Grizel, which is very, very low hit point right now. I'm hoping that we can get and essentially keep her alive for a minute till she moves into that back line. Now, of course, this is the first curse we get, which is why we didn't want to do the merchant. No longer get coins. Yeah, magical. This one will kill us. This one will kill us really, really fast. Dungeon coins, I think it's too early for dungeon coins because I haven't been in the merchant yet. I'm going to go for this one and see if we can keep Grizel alive, because I feel like we might be seeing her die. So she went back row right there. And wow, Leah's ready to ult again, but that does take us to 21. Leah is very, very fast. Now, of course, if you notice, now Leah ulted really fast, which means we didn't have the ability or the timing to get the ult off with our hero. Now, looking here, start of battle, HP is down. That is good. Keeper Guardians gain plus 15% crit percentage and damage. Now, I am running 3 Keeper Guardians in here, so I'm actually going to pick that up because, of course, in combination with the buffs that we're getting from the crit and with the Keeper Guardians, I know we're going to be doing a lot more damage. And I'm thinking possibly the other one we should have chosen, but we'll have to see. So we get some more coins out of here. And again, I'm avoiding this little staff right there because I don't want to buff up the attack speed or the attack of the enemy team. So again, knowing the debuffs and knowing the buffs that you have in here is very, very important. Let's see if we can keep Grizel alive. There goes Starfall. See right there. I'm going to pause it. Let's restart it. And I might have to swap another hero to the front just based on Grizel getting hit by the and even with damage reduction. See, this is what happened last time. So I might have to swap this around a little bit. Just that way we can have another hero. And I'm going to drop Leah up front. I'm almost wondering if Leah up front might make sense just because she has Grizel following her. And Grizel is also going to heal. I think that's the way I'm going to run it, is with Grizel being in the back. And again, the heroes died out, or the enemies died out so fast, we didn't have the ability to actually heal. And here we're going to gain attack, defense, and HP in boss battles every single battle in here is a boss battle. So that really does make it a big difference. And also running Leah front line like this, Leah also does have a very, very high amount of defense and hit points, just for the simple fact that the hero is on level 140 plus, making a big difference. So there's the ult. And again, just kind of hanging out with, I'm almost thinking, and again, we're winning in about 4 seconds. We probably should have been running this a little bit before, because again, if we're running so many floors down there, there's 122. What do we get? Intelligence heroes, physical defense, which we don't want. Intelligence heroes, again, we're running 4 intelligence heroes in here, which is awesome. And I like the team. So if we can get to the point where we can take down essentially before the immunity of Karak ends, that is where we want it to be. Now, of course, Leah's going to take a little bit of damage. Let me turn off the ults. There we go. Heals going, heals going. There we go. So we got him healed back up. That's what we wanted to do. So the heals went off right there. 140, pretty good so far. Start a battle, attack goes up. Boss battle again, attack, defense, and HP. Now this one, we've already got the camp. Once I do the camp one time, I don't do the camp again. Mist of Fates, we're going to go in here, and we're looking for the ley lines like we did last time. Ley lines, we're going to go ahead and sacrifice a rune. Battlefield runes, we're just going to draw until we get to the point of getting attacked. So we'll search, there's 10. Search, there's 20. We've got another 20 tokens in there, which is pretty good. But then, of course, prepare to fight back. So I'm going to ult right here. I'm going to ult Grizel. And I'm thinking Leah. See, that's why I'm saving Leah's ult. I feel like doing this manually. There is rank 20. Can we break into 19? Can we break into the next level? Now, of course, Redeemer, we only have one. That, of course, is our tank. I'm not really too worried about that. Tanks, we don't have any tanks at all. And then, of course, increased damage to enemies with lower HP, which means with that, the more damage that we're putting out, the faster damage we're putting out, it is going to increase the damage as their HP goes down. So again, working very, very well within the formation. Now our second curse comes up, which is going to be backline crit, no reflecting damage. This one's good. Enemy reflects 50% of physical damage, which we only have one single hero that has that physical damage, but receives an additional 25% magical damage. Absolutely bone spur. Again, we are running 4 magical heroes in here, which means right off the bat, we're going to have a lot of heroes and a lot of magical damage that's coming out. Physical damage again with 1 hero, and we hit 18. Look at that, 174 right there, 300 diamonds. That's what we were looking for. Guardians explode, we don't want that. Tanks, again, we don't have a tank. Start a battle, increase the attack by 50% of defense. Absolutely, I will take a big attack boost right there. And of course, defense, when we start getting higher in levels like where Leah is, makes a big difference. And of course, when it comes to scrolls, when it comes to the ability to actually level up a lot of heroes in here, it is super, super difficult to get enough things to actually level up heroes. Getting enough EXP, getting enough scrolls has proven to be very, very hard to go through. So again, we're going to be over on our pause button. I'm going to get an ult right there. I'm going to have Tavros ult as well. Boom. The T-Rock died in there. I'm almost wondering if we got to put out a little bit more damage. Now, some of these, of course, that do go back row makes a big difference because of the damage that we see through some of these. And again, Karuk goes right to nothing. Got a little bit more heals in there, so pretty good. And of course, stacking up some of these runes are going to make a big difference. There's 192. The physical damage, damage reduction, and then Redeemer. Again, we only have one, which is our hero. I'm going to go for the reduction overall for the starting HP. If Leah can get the burst HP out very fast, that's going to make a big difference if we can get that Starfall going. And of course, I do want to get that exclusive item. I want to get a better item for Leah, just kind of right off the bat. See, and we might have to pause this one. The T-Rock is not, and I know the gear on T-Rock is not as good as the other ones. And then of course, the gear, as we've seen on Grizel, is way, way lower than we need for the rest of these heroes. Their Starfall, though, is early. Got a Ghost with another Starfall coming. See, we missed it on that one. Hirok actually died. This is the point where I wish we could swap in another hero. So 210, doing pretty good in this one. Again, I feel like this one might be a little stronger than we need it to be. That we do need some more levels. Now, like I was saying though, is with the formation, if we had the ability to bring in another hero, I would absolutely love it. If I could go in the formation, if I could drop one of these other heroes, because we had them built out, because we had the ability to build them out. But unfortunately, with the scrolls, we don't have the option. We don't have the ability to build them out at all because we don't have enough scrolls. And you can see even here, guys, we're just getting burned through. So room 16, we definitely want to step this down. Now, I'm going to switch up the formation, and I'm thinking let's swap the hero over here. That way we only have one target. And of course, let's put middle. Let's go middle. Because we know Karuk is going to go up, and I think Grind is going to go. There we go. They're all exactly where they need to be. Trying to get them down before that immunity ends. That is the trick right there. So we're hiding them behind. Boom, there we go. We got through it, even though we only had 4. And again, rank 17. Very nice in there. 227. Now, I believe last time we got 250. I think it was around 250. Mage skill goes up 20%. Again, we don't want to do the camp, but we're hoping for those ley lines. Ley lines will allow us to sacrifice a rune. And if we can sacrifice a rune, we can actually get, and of course it's just a boss, but if we sacrifice a rune, we can get a really, really big buff in there. So I'm hoping again that once he goes, Grizel died in that one. I feel like we might be at the point where this is as far as we're going to go, guys. We're not coming in with a lot of, you look at that, even with one of the alts, but I feel like we're not coming in with enough energy to get the alts down. I'm definitely going to have to play around with this a little bit. Can we get an alt off from Leah? No, even Leah goes down. Even with the healing, Leah was still going down. Yeah, see, we're getting a little bit even there. Let me see if I can swap up just one more slot to the left, if that is going to make a difference. That way, of course, they're going to come right over. See, it is still targeting Leah there. This might be a wipe in its entirety. Yeah, room 17. Again, I feel like the levels aren't here. We definitely need some better heroes. We definitely need some more levels in here to be able to get through this. Because some of the abilities that we're seeing out of this back line, yeah, I mean, we're just getting wrecked in here. Let me try one more time, and this might be the end of a very, very short run. Yeah, see, even there. Even with the heal that we got going on. Yep. This is going to be the end of the run, guys, but that's okay. So again, moving down one floor is going to be the point where we're going to be happy with. 228, so we scored just a little bit less than we did last time, which again, the last run that we did was actually quite a bit lower. We ran it last time on Expert. So Masters is going to be the sweet spot of where we're going to have to farm. And of course, looking at the leaderboard, we're up to 17. So pretty good there if we start running that. And of course, guys, look at this. We are getting a promotion, which means in 2 days, we're going to step this up. We're going to have some more of our tickets coming down. And of course, we're already at 3 million. So as far as I know, guys, we're doing pretty well. In Legendary, of course, we did get that first chest. I'm going to have to wait till we get some more levels on these heroes. Now, looking at the shop, like I said earlier, if you've seen the notification or the update that we got from Guild of Guardians, they are bringing back the rest of the hero items that were prematurely kind of set out of here. Even looking at Desira's item, it is not in there anymore. And then, of course, looking at the rest of the heroes, they took them out of here sooner than a lot of players wanted to. So I'm hoping we can pick up a couple more of these and then actually continue to build these out. Now, of course, looking at the items and the scrolls, we have been buying a lot of scrolls out of here, even looking at 400 points. The reason being, like I said earlier, when it comes to the scrolls, they are the absolute biggest hurdle that I have in this game, is the ability to build up these heroes and getting them higher and higher on a level. I have not even gotten to the point where I can cap a hero at level 150. I literally have not been able to get anyone to the cap of 150. And of course, looking at the gear, we have a ton of 6, but we also do have a lot of 5 and lower. Even looking at being able to build the tier 6 gear up to like level 3, level 6, the cost is so incredibly high. There's not enough way right now really in the game to scale it to another point where we can build up the heroes a lot higher, but to be able to scale the gear, to be able to build and scale everything that we need within here is going to take an incredible amount of time. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.